Fundamental analysis focuses on studying the intrinsic value of an asset, while technical analysis is interested in market price pattern, movement, and direction. Both methods are valid and relevant these days to be used in the analysis. We are now focusing on the technical analysis part and use these 5 indicators: moving average, rate of change, relative strength index, moving average convergence divergence, as well as stochastic. We will analyze this chart next dated July 21st, 2023.
Assalamualaikum and good day everyone. My name is Radhatul Amira binti Rosli, and today I would like to explain about Masing Group Berhad. Masing Group Berhad is a real estate development company and founded in 1991 and based in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. It focuses on developing of residential and commercial projects. The company commercial property portfolio includes Grade A building, mixed commercial development, and integrated business park. Masing also manufacture and assemble plastic products in Malaysia and Indonesia. The company has operations in China, Hong Kong, Malaysia, Singapore, Taiwan, Indonesia, and Virgin Islands. With a diversity of project types, the group is among the elite few to offer landed and high-rise residences, integrated commercial center, and industrial park. The company is listed on Bursa Malaysia under the main market. For moving average, Masing stock price movement is heading in an upward trend, which is foreseeable future might create a sell signal. For an investor looking to acquire the company stock, it is not a suitable time to buy currently as the past buy is already indicated in the last few weeks. Nevertheless, those investors looking to sell their stocks in the company are advised to hold their position to sell as the net sell signals might surface soon. Looking at the MACD indicator, the trend movement of the signal is approaching the overbought line, which might create a sell signal. Hence, based on this movement, the investor who wish to buy the stock is recommended to hold their interest first, due to the MACD indicator being far away from the oversold line. Nonetheless, the investor who plans to sell their stock is recommended to hold to sell their position until the MACD indicator breaks the overbought line. Based on the ROC indicator on 21 July 2023, the ROC value shows 8.9%, which is expected to bounce higher. Positive value indicates upward buying pressure or momentum which create the signal of selling the stock. For those who wish to buy the stock are advised to hold, and the current investors are recommended to hold to sell as the ROC line will break an overbought line in the near future. Looking at the RSI indicator, it shows that the RSI movement is currently at 92.3%, which passed the overbought line at the 70% level. The movement was bounced higher, consequently, it indicates a selling signal as the RSI line crossed the overbought line. Based on this signal, it is not recommended for the investor who is planning to enter their position right now. But for those who are planning to sell their position, it is recommended as it is the right time to do so. The stochastic indicator shows the trend of K line percentage moving upward, crossing the overbought line at 85.7% and D line at 87.9%, signaling a good position to sell. Therefore, it is advisable for investors to sell their stock as the line keeps rising from time to time. Meanwhile, it is not recommended for those who plan to enter their investment at this time, as that would incur significant losses. Based on this indicator, it is advised to sell the stock at a higher price.
Next, I will present about SP Setia Berhad. It is formerly known as Syarikat Pembinaan Siti Berhad. This company started out in 1974 as a construction company. It is a Malaysian publicly traded company. Primary business in property development. It includes construction, infrastructure, wood-based manufacturing, and trading. The portfolio is townships, residential high-rises, commercial, retail, and mixed-use development projects. Next, my part is explain about moving average of SP Setia. By moving average indicator, the price line increases after many crosses at the moving average. The SP30 starting line then climbs as people are purchasing more than selling the shares, causing the price to rise. The first selling signal, on the other hand, was generated on July 21, 2023. If the price movement is struck at the upper band and support line, a selling signal will occur with a closing price of Rm 0.65 cent and a volume of 23.82 M. It is reasonable to infer that the moving average indication's present position is a good indicator. In this case, based on this study, it might be suggested for investors to sell the stocks the following day to profit, since the price is expected to climb the following day. Next, the Moving Average Convergence Divergence, which is MACD. Moving Average Convergence Divergence is a trend-following momentum indicator that shows the relationship between two moving average of a security's price. Traders use the MACD to identify when bullish or bearish momentum is high to identify entry and exit points for trades. Based on the MACD indicator, on July 21st, 2023, it shows that the signal for selling stocks due to the MACD line is bullish and crossing above the signal and zero line. So, the MACD line does cross over the overbought line at 0.0171. This indicates the best selling signal for the traders to take profit of its trading at the best selling price of Rm 0.025 cent. Rate of change ROC. The selling signal was generated when the ROC line crossed the overbought line at 40% on July 21, 2023, based on the chart. At the end of the cycle on July 21, 2023, the ROC line was above zero at a position of 11.5%. This indicates that it will be an overbought indication in the future because the finish line is not crossing the oversold or overbought lines. The trader should hold their position until the next big signal is delivered. As a result, there is no suggestion to purchase or sell. Relative Strength Index RSI. RSI line crossing the overbought line at 92%. Traders can currently buy SP30 stock. If they decided not to sell the stocks, insufferable losses will occur due to the falling prices. Lastly, Stochastic. Based on the chart, investors can buy SP30 stocks over time. It's because a selling signal appeared on the chart on July 21, 2023, with the line crossing the overbought line of K% with 87.5%, D% with 90%, and smooth D% with 89%. It indicates that it's the best selling price to take profit of the trading because the K% line is lower than the D line and higher than 80%, which means an overbought area. Most investors must sell their stocks during this time.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurul Nasuha binti Syafaruddin. I will explain about the Axiata Group Berhad. Axiata Group Berhad is an investment holding company which engage in the provision of mobile communication, telecommunication, infrastructure, and digital services. The first indicator for Axiata is moving average, which is based on three red, blue, and green lines. The green line is to know whether the stock is a short-term or long-term. So if the red and blue lines are above the green line, it means the stock was long-term. But if the lines were below, it means it was short-term stock. To know the future, the correct time to buy or sell is at the intersection of the red and blue lines. In the chart above, the red and blue lines are above the green line on the 21st July 2023 at the price of RM2.56, indicating that these are long-term stocks. There is no overlap between the red and the blue lines, which means that were no buy or sell signal for the day. Next indicator is MACD. This MACD contains three important elements: MACD, line blue, signal line, red line, and MACD histogram, showing the difference between MACD line and signal line. A buy signal appears when a MACD line crosses the line, and the sell signal appears when the MACD line crosses below the signal line. In the above chart, The MACD line does not intersect with the signal line above or below on 21st July 2023. This means that there is no buy or sell signal for the day. Investors should hold stocks and do not buy any until the signal appears. The next indicator for Axiata is the rate of change. When the ROC price is observed to be above or below zero, a rate of change is observed. Therefore, if the price is below zero, we are advised to buy the stock. If the price is above zero, it means that we should sell the stock, because if the price is below zero, the price will fall by. When the price is higher than zero, the price rises. It can be seen from the above chart that the price on the 21st July 2023 is below zero. That means the buying signal. Investors are advised to buy the stock on this day because the trend indicates that the price trend and bear market will have a downward trend. Investors can re-enter the market in few days because there is a bear market buying opportunity at this time because the price is lower. The next indicator is RSI. The chart above shows the RSI means Relative Strength Index of Axiata. When the RSI line touches 30% of the relative strength indicator, it means that it is considered cheap because the price is low and therefore an investor's buy signal. When the RSI line touches 70%, it means that the stock is considered expensive and a signal to investors to sell. On 21st July 2023, the chart shows that the RSI line is below the 70% line, which indicates that there is no sell signal on the day. In this situation, investors are advised to stay away from the market and wait until the possibility of a sell signal in the future. We also choose a stochastic indicator for Axiata stocks. For the stochastic indicator, they are classified into three types, which is K lines, D lines, and D red lines. The investor should keep an eye on the D line and the issue's price as they begin to shift and move into either the overbought or oversold positions. When the indicator rises above 80%, the investor should consider selling the shares. In contrast, the investor should consider buying an issue that is less than 20%. Based on the chart above on 21st July 2023, the investors can buy Axiata stocks as the chart shows a buying signal where the K line is above D lines. Therefore, we can recommend the investor to buy before the price rises.
Jet Marble Group Berhad JMGB was formed in 1980 as a private limited company to manufacture and supply asphalt mix for road paving works in the government and private sectors. Since its listing in 2004, JMGB has expanded its business activities from the manufacturing of construction materials, namely asphaltic concrete and aggregates, to property development and other projects. JMGB is one of the leading manufacturers of asphalt, and since its involvement in property development in 2007, it has also firmly established itself as an up-and-coming reputable property developer in the region. JMGB strives to thrive by venturing into new and emerging economies. The company has gradually shifted focus on the business incubation sectors to leverage new and emerging economic opportunities. JMGB provides a platform to assist any highly credible local company in Malaysia to be listed on the public stock market by endowing them with relevant resources to enable the entrepreneur to grow and expand the business under the business incubation plan. Based on the moving average indicator, the previous signal was set on 21 July 2023, which gave a buying signal. However, this signal is considered obsolete since it happened a week ago. On top of that, the price is heading upward, which in the future create a selling signal. For those investors who plan to buy the stock, it is not a good time to buy because the buying signal is already indicated for the past week. However, those who plan to sell need to wait for upcoming selling signals that might be created in future. Therefore, my recommendation is to hold to sell. Looking at the ROC movement as of 21 July 2023, the ROC value is 15.6%, which is above the equilibrium line. The ROC movement is very strong towards the overbought line, which is going to break the overbought line, which created the signal of selling. Hence, for this movement, I should be recommended for those who plan to buy need to hold the position since the buying signal is far away from being set by ROC. Besides that, investors who plan to sell need to wait a few days, believing that the ROC line is going to break an overbought line. My recommendation for this indicator is hold to sell. Based on the Relative Strength Index (RSI), revealed that the RSI value is 38.9%. It shows it already breaks the line, which gives a selling signal. As a result, there is no recommendation for anybody who plan to buy, but for those who plan to sell, it is the right time to stand by for selling to get a high profit. My recommendation for this indicator is to sell. As of 21 July 2023, the MACD indicator shows the MACD line just break the overbought line. I strongly believe that it is the right time for investors to sell the stock. Hence, for this movement, I should recommend that investors who plan to buy are to hold the position since the buying signal is far away from being set by MACD. But for those who plan to sell, they are recommended to sell because the blue line just break the overbought line, which create a signal of selling. My recommendation for this indicator is to sell. Based on the stochastic indicator, I would say that K give a solid signal of selling with a value 100%. In addition, the stochastic line already breaks the overbought line. Hence, there is no recommendation for those who plan to buy a stock. But for those investors who plan to sell, is the right time to think of selling, which may give a high profit for them.
Now we go to recommendation. As what we have presented just now, we would like to advise investors who have invested in Masing Group Berhad, SB Setia Berhad, and Jade Marble Group Berhad to sell the stock after doing an assessment from July 21st to July 23rd, 2023. The reason is that the analysis demonstrates that the price will decline in the near future, and to prevent any losses, it is advised to sell the stocks. As for Axiata Group Berhad, it is recommended to purchase the stock in order to generate profits. As for the conclusion, investors should use indication to determine if they want to purchase or sell the stocks. Technical indicators assist investors in determining the stock momentum. It also allowing them to detect the stock's uptrend and downtrend. By spotting trends, price levels and numbers, technical analysis helps investors to act in response to market changes and take advantage of large movement. The chart can also assist investors in determining whether it is suitable time to open or close an investment.